Hey you guys, it's Moni XO and I am here with Shante, the founder of the S.H.E.R.A.H movement. I'm excited to learn more about it. So go ahead and tell me, like, what is the S.H.E.R.A.H movement and what inspired it?
Okay, so S.H.E.R.A.H is Sisters Helping Each Other Reach a Higher Height. The movement is pretty much a safe space for women and girls of color. S.H.E.R.A.H movement itself is a safe space for women 18 and older. So we host sister circles, healing circles, retreats, things like that for women, women of color. Under the S.H.E.R.A.H movement, we have different programs. We have the Love Project and we have the Joan B. Quinn Safe House. But the overall mission of what we do with S.H.E.R.A.H is to create those safe spaces for women and girls.
Yeah. Now, what are some things that you can open up about a little more that really like brought this to life? Because this is it's not something that you could just wake up and be like, oh, we're gonna start this. Like, I think it's something that you really have to think through, research,
Yeah.
take the time.
I didn't do much research. I really based it off of experience. So when I started S.H.E.R.A.H, I was in my early 20s. I had just experienced like a very traumatic breakup. And I just felt like it was a part of me that was more powerful than I knew how to actually be in my real life, if that made sense. And I was hungry for a space with women who look like me that can help me become the person that I knew I could be, but I didn't know how to do it on my own.
Yeah.
And so I just, I made some flyers, I reached out to some people, had some conversations, and originally it was just like, let's just invite some women over and let's just have some open conversations without the fear of being judged. We can just really be mask free and just talk about some of the struggles we were experiencing. And so that's how we started. It literally was like 3 women, including myself. And one was a girl I grew up with, the other person I went to high school with. And we just had some open conversations. We were really transparent about what our struggles were as women of color, as young women who wanted more. And we didn't necessarily see those images in our families.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't have amazing people in our families, but they weren't necessarily reflecting what we desired for ourselves. And then it just kind of grew from there. It went from 3 women to within a year we had like 65 women coming. It was amazing. I mean, elders were coming and these women were hungry for the space too. They were all so honest, just about, the stuff that we go through. And what was really touching for me is that we began to share resources. So it wasn't like a woman could come and say, I lost my job and girl, I have my light bill due. And we're like, okay, we're gonna pray for you. They were like, okay, how much is the light bill? And then we would put together the resources. Okay, that's taken care of. So we became like a resource for each other. And that is what made my mind start spinning. Like, we could actually do more with this space because women really do need this space. We need a judgment-free space. Because we, as Black women, we are stereotyped so much. Black women don't get along. Black women are loud. Black women are aggressive. Black women are angry. It was all of these stereotypes. And so we created this space where we could be soft, where we could be vulnerable, and we didn't have to play into those stereotypes.
And that's what we need because, like you said, a lot of people, especially women of color, they have that mindset and it's like they want to get out of it and they want to be open and they're open to networking and they want to do all these things. But in a sense, they're still scared inside because they don't want to be judged or be treated differently. So I think this is amazing what you're doing. I can't wait for you to blow up and
Me
be
too, right?
I'm
I'm like, it's about time.
Yeah, so
just become more resourceful. That's kind of like what I would
but
like
just
to
to like tie into everything that you just said, like, why is it so important for women to have sisterhood? Because a lot of people, they don't have that. Like, a lot of women may not have their own sisters, siblings, and whatnot. They're by themselves, and being able to build with each other in the community.
I think it's important that we have spaces where we can share those resources and we can see reflections of ourselves. I have sisters, but I have a complicated relationship with one of my sisters. And so being able to connect with women outside of my bloodline, it was important for me, just to see women that look like me. I think we have to see that, women that we can relate to. Oh, she's a businesswoman. Maybe we can do business together. Maybe we can share resources instead of feeling like, oh, she thinks she all of that and she thinks she do. But I think we crave each other more than we sometimes verbally express. And it is important for our growth to see women that look like us doing important things or doing, being successful, because it assures us that we can be successful too, especially if we process it the right way.
One thing I really have always admired about you when I first met you is that you are a strong Black woman, and you're proud to tell people that you are a strong Black woman. Like, you're not afraid to say it or not show it. You're always like, look, this is who I am. You're either going to accept it or not. So
I've grown into that. I wasn't always like that. I used to be extremely timid, very insecure, always needed validation from people. But when I started being in that space with other women and we started learning about what self-love really looks like, and we did that hard work, because sometimes people use self-love like it's like a cliche, but it's actually work that goes into that. You have to heal childhood trauma. You have to really deal with your shadow self. You got to really do that work, and it does not feel good a lot of the times. But I just grew into that doing the work, and this is a result. And I am like a lot of the women that are on social media today. Like, I don't want to be that strong Black woman. That was something I had to adapt because of the environment that I was in. I knew that I had to stand up for myself. I had to speak up for myself, and I had to get it because nobody was going to give it to me. And I have children. I have to feed these children, so I have to be out here. But I do look forward to the time where I can be a feminine Black woman, a soft Black woman, a vulnerable Black woman. I don't necessarily like having to walk in strength so much, even though I'm grateful that I have that ability, but I do look forward to exploring the more softer side of myself.
I'm glad you said that, because I think social media has made it feel like a norm to be like, oh, we have to be that strong Black woman. We have to be independent. We have to be able to take care of ourselves. And if we're single parents, we have to be able to do these things. And it's always like a backlash with men, and they're like, you masculine,
too masculine.
We don't want that.
One man told me that, they were having this conversation about like women who were sexy, right? So I just asked this one guy that knew me. I was like, do you see me as sexy? He was like, no, I see you as masculine. I was like, well, I gotta change something. Like, damn, I wasn't ready for that. But it's the reality that we live in, like sometimes, and it's no shade to the brothers, because I love Black men, but it's so much trauma in our community that sometimes they really don't show up in the way that we need them to. And then we have to adapt or tap more into our masculine sides just to be able to survive out here. So that's just what a lot of us do. It's not that we want to, we are literally forced to survive.
Yeah, we feel like we have to. I get it. What are you working on now? So what are some things going on behind the scenes?
So I am, we are working on redefining the Joan B. Quinn Safe House. We want to expand what we're offering to the women in that space. The Love Project is still going. We're looking to add more schools and to add more offerings to the girls in that program.
Okay.
We're looking to relaunch the S.H.E.R.A.H movement piece, because the S.H.E.R.A.H movement was like a membership-based component of what we do. And the dream was always to get enough women to become members of S.H.E.R.A.H, to use that money so that we can do micro-lending programs amongst ourselves, just so that we can have the resources to start businesses, to buy land, to do whatever it is that we wanted to do without necessarily having to visit a traditional bank and get that no, or that run around, or having to put in all of this unnecessary paperwork. If we have the resources ourselves, we could just kind of self-fund. So that's one of the things that we're kind of revisiting. How do we get back to that original mission of pulling in enough women, having sacred spaces where women felt worthy, or felt that they were worthy of them, and they wanted to be a part of the movement, so we could use the resources to start doing the micro-lending. And we also want to build the movement enough so that we can connect the women who are part of S.H.E.R.A.H with the girls who are part of the Love Project, kind of bridge those programs together.
Oh, I'm so excited. You're doing a lot of work.
And we need a lot of help. We do.
So if y'all want to help out, how can they contact you?
So our website is S.H.E.R.A.H movement.com, and it's S.H.E.R.A.H movement.com. They could always go through the website and reach out to us. That's probably the best way.
Okay.
But we are looking for volunteers. We're always looking for board members. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for schools to sign on to take on the Love Project. That's the stuff we need.
Okay.
And people like you, Simone, to help spread the word, because we're
Yeah.
such a small organization. Like, we're really proud of the work that we've done because we are so small, but we've made a big impact. And I know that with more resources, more support, we can make an even greater impact, and that's what we want to do.
Definitely. Well, I'm excited for the future because, like I said, you've been doing amazing things.
Thank you.
And you kind of know when it's somebody's time to shine. Like, you're about to be out here
Thank
booking
you.
busy. So before we wrap up, you got to answer my 3 questions
Okay.
out my S.H.E.R.A.H jar. So you just pull 3 questions out of there and then just answer them the best way that you can.
Okay.
And they're just random, girl. They just...
Oh, what's the most embarrassing moment you've ever had in public?
You will get that question.
Right. So this is the more boo side of me. No. So the most embarrassing moment I've ever had in public. Okay, so when I turned 21.
I know you got to say something crazy too.
Ridiculous. So I went to this bar with my mama, right? So I didn't know that if people buy you drinks, you don't have to drink them. They were sending me drinks because I turned 21. And I got so drunk, I was cursing in front of my mom, and I threw up on the people's dance floor.
Oh my gosh.
So that was extremely embarrassing. So I don't drink as much now.
That's funny. But you were in your early 20s, so
yeah,
that's
it was,
your excuse.
Girl, oh, it was humiliating. My mother was like, I know she's not out here cursing.
This is not my child.
It's like, well, you the one gave me the drink. If you could say one word for the rest of your life, what would it be?
This is my fault. See, I know you, so I know you. Crazy. What would you say?
If I could say one word for the rest of my life, what would it be? S.H.E.R.A.H.
Why?
So shall it be. So like behind anything that we say, if we say S.H.E.R.A.H, so might it be. So it's a way to affirm whatever it is that I'm putting out into the universe, like almost a double affirmation. So if I say I am powerful, S.H.E.R.A.H, so shall it be.
that.
You know, so it's just a way to kind of carry the energy to the universe of whatever it is that we're putting out there.
You might have to tie that into something, into the business. I love that.
Thank you. And then there's one more. Oh my God. Okay, what's the flavor of gum you wished existed? Actually, it exists, the strawberry flavor. It is the best gum. I love strawberry gum.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good.
Okay, but no, I don't like flavored gum anymore because it just loses, like, and your mouth be all dry.
Yeah,
so,
that's
okay.
a good one. But the strawberry is good. You should try it. Seriously.
For what brand?
That's a good question. Wrigley's. Is it Wrigley's? It's Wrigley's. I think that. I don't know.
This concludes the interview. Thank you guys. I'm Moni XO, and we're out. Be easy. It's your girl Moni XO, and you just finished a 94XO interview. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment to our YouTube channel, and follow us on social media platforms. Be easy.